Hey, what's up? If you're new here, consider subscribing.
I've been teaching on excellence, so I am doing part 2 of my message, learning excellence through pressure. Most of the time, pressure is viewed very negatively. We don't want to be under pressure. There is a place for managing pressure and stress on our lives so we don't get overstressed. But I'm focusing on the positive benefits of being under pressure. Because many times people are so much against pressure. When you talk to them, they will say things like, don't give me pressure. No stress, please, no stress, don't pressure me. But there is a way that pressure is an important requirement for our success in life. For today, I'm going to start by using the concept of pressure in achieving results in our lives. There are 4 ideas I want you to take note of. And I want you to think of yourself as that olive fruit. You are that tiny olive fruit. An olive fruit is a very tiny, probably it's just about 1 inch or 4 centimeters. It's an oval shaped fruit, greenish. Now I want you to think of yourself as that olive fruit. The olive fruit that is thought of here is the unripe, mature olive fruit. Because the olive fruit starts as green, and when it is ripe, it becomes blackish. The ripened olive fruit, but the mature green olive fruit, that is the fruit in its most mature state. It hasn't gone to ripen yet, but it's mature and unripened. That is where it starts from. So take that fruit. And then the second thing is that press the fruit or beat it. That is how the fruit releases what is in it. It is the process by which the olive fruit yields what is inside it. Take the olive and you're going to beat it. You're going to press it. You're going to pound it. And when you pound it, you're going to get it to break up and release what is inside it. It's a very important concept. Can you imagine if you were the olive fruit and you are taking and you're going through this process where you are being pounded, you're being pressurized, you're being beaten? You would think somebody wants to destroy your life. You would think that this person wants to crush you, wants to destroy you. So there is the olive fruit, and then there is the pressing, the beating, the pounding. And then after you have done that, out of it will come pure oil. Oil that does not have sediments or impurities in it, and it doesn't have water in it. And the reason why it doesn't have impurities and it is pure is because apart from pounding, it goes through filtration. If you want to filter something, in this case the olive fruit, you've pounded it, you pick it up, you take the big seed out of it, and then you get a fabric, maybe organza or some other filtering fabric. You put the raw pounded olive in it and squeeze it. And as you squeeze it, the oil comes out. So there's 2 levels of pressure. One is pounding you and the other is squeezing you. And it is through the process of pounding and squeezing that the oil comes out. After you've been under pressure and you've been struck and you've been beaten, you to be squeezed. And when you are squeezed, you will cry, oh mama, oh my mother, until you are squeezed. It's called pressure. So the olive fruit is beaten and then it is squeezed. And as it is squeezed, I'm sure it is asking, what have I done? What have I done? Why do you hate me like that? No, we don't hate you. We love you so much. We see oil in you and we're not going to allow you to jeopardize yourself. So pressure will release the oil out of you. And then the 4th thing that happens is the light. The light is really the benefit that comes out of the fruit. And the light brightens, the light beautifies, the light brings illumination. But you will not get light until you get oil, and you don't get oil until you are beaten and pressed. The flame of this oil burns purely and does not produce soot, no blacking smoke. So there are other processes you can use, but it will not produce the light I'm talking about. I want light that does not produce smoke, because sometimes you can be producing light and smoke at the same time. So people get attracted to your light, but when they get attracted to your light, the smoke gets into their eyes and they are repelled by the light. So there are people with talent whose talents are repelling to people. They have ability, but people cannot use the ability because they are producing light and smoke. If you go through this process, you produce light and there will be no smoke. Your light will be pure, it will be beautiful, it will be a blessing. But for that to happen, you are going to be pounded. Listen to me. For greatness to come out of you, something must crush you. Something must pressurize you. Something must break down that which is stopping your oil from flowing. There can be other oil that comes out of this pure oil from carbon fuel, that is petroleum, crude oil. It hadn't been invented. Light came either from animal fat or from plant fat, like this one. And there were other processes of producing oil from the olive plant, but it will not produce this kind of pure oil. And this is the only one. It must be pounded, it must be pressed, it must be beaten, so that the best will come out of it. If you want to be light to your world, you want to be a light to your generation, I will tell you without any equivocation, I want to transition to another light. Can you imagine? You're just walking by the roadside. You see a blind man singing and begging for money. Now, in our society, a blind man by the roadside singing and begging for money is not considered the most accomplished of people. On the social ladder, they will be probably at the bottom. He's blind, he's poor, he's begging, he's sitting by the roadside. Can you imagine that? That is the earthen vessel. And then this man begins to sing. And as he sings, you begin to hear notes. And you begin to hear tones. And you begin to hear quality of music coming out of him. And you wonder, where did this treasure come from? And you wonder, he's singing at notes that people who have gone to music school cannot sing. That is treasure in an earthen vessel. In fact, there was one particular person exactly like that in our country, maybe about 30 years ago. This guy was a blind man. I knew him. He was living in Nima those days when I was living in Nima. And we all knew him. He sang, and nobody cared. You just dropped money for him. And one music producer discovered him, and he became a world hit. Recorded an album which hit the world scene. He is treasure, but the vessel is no good. Each one of us, there is treasure in us. But that treasure, the vessel in the treasure, holding the treasure, has problem. So when people look at you, they don't see the treasure. They see the earthen vessel. Now deal with the earthen vessel so that the treasure can come out. That is what he does to the olive. It is treasure. But nobody can see the oil until he pressurizes the olive fruit for the oil to come out. And in your own life, there is treasure sitting inside of you. But if God doesn't allow pressure, you would die without treasure. Nobody would know you ever had that. Nobody would know you ever had the ability. So God is going to take you as you are, earthen vessel with treasure, and he's going to apply pressure so that something about your earthen vessels will break and allow the treasure to come out of you. Are you following what I'm saying? So that's what he did to the olive, and that's what he wants to do to us. So we are hard pressed on every side. If you are carrying God's treasure, one of the first things that God will do is to hard press you. That word hard press means to be squeezed. When you feel squeezed all around you. How do you get water or orange juice from an orange? You squeeze it. How do you get juice from mango? You squeeze it. How do you get juice from an apple? You squeeze it. How does God get value out of you? He will squeeze you. Now the squeeze can come through other people or through yourself. It's better it comes through yourself. But since most of us are kind to ourselves, God is going to use external pressure. And he says you are going to be squeezed. We are hard pressed on every side. Have you ever experienced that kind of squeezing where you think, this guy is killing me, this is going to kill me, I will die? Although we are squeezed on every side, we are not dying, we are not crushed. In other words, the pressure that he's bringing upon you, sometimes you will feel like you are dying, but you won't die. Have you ever been under pressure? You think, as for this, I can't survive it, I'm dead, oh, this is too much. And then you wake up in the next morning, 5:30, the birds are still singing, you're still alive. It didn't kill you. We are hard pressed on every side, yet not crushed. God is going to put you under so much intense pressure that you would think you are dying. And that is when a lot of people run out from pressure training. They go to somebody who will pat them at the back and say, it doesn't matter, don't worry, here you are loved, you are accepted as you are. May I suggest to you very strongly, anybody who suggests to you that the way you are is okay, that you don't need anybody to change you or to put pressure on you, doesn't love you. They are speaking words of love to you, but it's words of destruction. They are making you take life easy, but life is not easy, my friends. There's going to come intense pressure. And that pressure is designed to bring oil out of you or treasure out of you, and it will squeeze you until every last drop of oil comes out of you. But Paul says, when that pressure comes, you will not be crushed. We are hard pressed on every side, yet not crushed. Have you ever been under pressure that now you are at a loss? You don't know what to do. You don't know where to turn. When you are being squeezed, you feel dry, you feel empty. It seems as if everything in you is drained, and you are trying to find out where is help. No help. Perplexed. When you think, I've given my best, I've done all that I can do, I don't know what to do again, I want to give up, this is too hard. You stay in. That is pressure. It's like when you're pushing your muscles. If you've done strength training, you're pushing, and your trainer says, go ahead, give it one more push. I can't do it again. That's how babies are born. That's how muscles are strengthened. When you don't know what to do, when you are perplexed, you think you've done all. I've pushed all I can push. It's called pressure. And you need a trainer who puts you under that. He said, even my father didn't do that to me. Even my mother, your father didn't like you. I'm telling you, he loved you but didn't like you. Even my father hasn't said that to me. Yeah. That's why he's your father. But now you need a coach. You need a trainer. You need somebody who can draw oil from you. You need somebody who can pull treasure out of you. And when you're crying, he doesn't get sympathy with your tears because he believes in your potential more than your pain. You are perplexed, but not in despair. In other words, I don't know what to do, but I still have hope. I don't know where to turn, but I still think it's going to be all right. Hard pressed, being squeezed, being perplexed. And the third thing he says, persecuted. Persecuted means to be harshly pursued. You are being hunted. Can you imagine feel squeezed, very dry, and yet being pursued? You feel you are alone in this world. Persecuted. What life is taking too much from me. It's like a woman who wants to get a PhD. You have 3 children. You are working and you are married to a very, very traditional Ghanaian. This is what is called persecuted. Who wants his food hot? And your children, children have no sympathy. Mommy, my back, mommy. And they don't know you have an assignment to give. And your boss is putting pressure on you. And your supervisor is putting pressure on you. And everybody's saying, are you crazy? Stop it. Because the top is only for a few people, my friend. The majority are at the bottom. The majority are at the bottom. They'll tell you, why are you killing yourself? Why are you doing this to yourself? Please stop it. You feel life is harassing you. But a couple of months later, you get those 3 stripes on your attire, on your gown. And they will call you Dr. So-and-so. And that is why everybody will come and say, hey. Everybody wants to take a picture with you. But when you were running, you were being squeezed, you were being pursued, you were being persecuted. Your husband was not understanding, your children had no understanding, the supervisor had no understanding. When nobody encouraged you, although I know everything's against me, that I'm going to go through this and I'm going to get out of it. If you want to be ordinary, live your life as it is. But if you want to be extraordinary, you have to put in extra. And life will demand extra from. And the reason all of this is happening is not because anybody hates you. It's because there's treasure in you. And the treasure must come out. Look at some of the great people who have accomplished things in this world. Take the sports world. Take a person like Ronaldo. Arguably the best footballer. Arguably. I'm not saying he is. Arguably. Because there are arguments against that. Look at his training schedule. His friends are sleeping, he's working. I mean, I saw a video of Kobe Bryant who just died. May God have mercy on him. And I saw his training schedule. Everybody, his friends are sleeping, he's going the extra mile. He's working hard. Because I'm telling you, excellence is not cheap. You will be squeezed. You will feel harassed. You will feel persecuted. And then the fourth thing, struck down. Struck down means to be put down. Whilst you are doing all of this, somebody is trying to put you down. You hear things about you that are painful and heartbreaking. People are going to ask you, why are you killing yourself? Is this your father's work? Don't you have anything better to do? If you're a woman, they'll tell you, you will not have any man to marry you. Oh, you can never achieve it. They're trying to put you down, striking you down. But you're still going because there's treasure in you and you want that treasure out. Hard-pressed, perplexed, persecuted, struck down. It is the pressure, kind of pressure, that releases treasure out of it. And get this from me, the quality you produce in life is directly related to the pressure you submit yourself to. The quality you will produce is proportionally related to pressure. If you hate pressure, you hate success. You hate your soul. Some of you get under pressure, you move. Under pressure here, you move. Under pressure, you move. Oh, the way he's treating me, I don't like it. The way he's treating me, I got up this day, I got up that night, and I work. Do you know that every discipline you acquire in training is for yourself? It's not for your boss. When you go to school and get a degree, is it for your teacher? No. When somebody is pressurizing you, every skill you develop is for you. When you work somewhere and they put you under pressure, everything you acquire, every ability is for yourself. So when you run away from training, you are running away from yourself. Struck down, but not destroyed. Now, two kinds of pressure, and I will end with that. Pressure from outside us. This is where much of our journey for excellence starts from. It starts first with what we believe God wants you to be. Then there's going to be pressure. How many of you believe God has a plan for your life or a purpose for your life? Good. And how many of you know that purpose? Okay, some of you don't know. If there's anything you need in life, is to know what you are trying to achieve in life, what your purpose is. If you know you must be at level 100, you will have to work to be level 100 when you're starting from 1. So when you get to 2, you don't get satisfied. You have to know the demands for your life. What is the high calling for you? If you know the high calling is your first level of pressure, because all that we want to do in life is to please you. The second thing about pressure from outside is the demands of those who need us. There could be those above us who need certain results from us or outputs from us. They need us to operate at a high level or capacity. They raise the bar constantly. It's pressure. When you've written a report 20 times and it's still not accepted. So I've written the report 20 times. One human being. What kind of report do you want? Do you want my head to eat? No, he doesn't want your head to eat. He wants oil to come out of you. You are still raw olive fruit and the oil must come out. You write that report 50 times until you get it right. It's the demands of those who are above you and the demands of those who are under you. Your children, they don't care whether January is a difficult month. They don't care. I like children. I've told the story of when my wife and I had our first daughter. Pressure. We hadn't had a baby before. And we're buying SMA baby food. And we're told start with SMA Gold. We didn't know what SMA Gold. You know when you're a good parent, you just start buying anything expensive. SMA Gold. At the point we just said, this thing is affecting us because this baby is eating. And so at a certain point we realized our budget can't handle SMA Gold. So we did normal SMA. And we mixed it and we said, baby, baby, yeah. She put it in her mouth. She says, you think my standards are level? You've put me at gold level. Now you want to bring me to bronze? What kind of parent are you? And you can't debate with a child. You can't say, listen, sweetheart, the world is hard. Please understand me, accommodate me. We haven't had promotion. It's called pressure. You would think twice. I'm telling you. Something in you will have to start thinking. Maybe I should go and have a poultry farm in addition. Maybe I should rear snails. Maybe I should do something else because this baby is not giving up. It's called pressure. Pressure from without. The demands of those who need us. The demands and the schemes of those who want to destroy us. This has to do with all the threats we face to our survival and safety. At every point in time, someone or something needs you out of the way. Their success requires your failure, and it's not personal. Because a lot of things in life are zero-sum. A lot of things. When we say something is zero-sum, it means that one is winner take all. A lot of. When you go for interview and they are interviewing you, it's zero-sum. If they take this one, they won't take me. So if you are the one winning the interview, you think the other should fold their arms and say, oh, we love you so much. Go ahead and get a job. We'll go home and eat our gari soakings just like that. No, they're going to do everything to try to make you fail, because your success is going to go to their disadvantage. Every day in the morning, a lion gets up to try to get an antelope. And if you're an antelope, you get up, you have to know lion is coming, leopard is coming, hyena is coming, cheetah is coming, tiger is coming. All these assorted enemies require you. They require you to survive. Now you can sit down and say, Mommy, you are gone. So you're going to make sure nobody is going to eat you. For that to happen, there's pressure on you from sun up to sundown, because somebody needs you to fail. And it's not because he hates you, just because he needs to survive. Don't go and hate him back. He needs to survive, and he's going to do everything to destroy you. Most of the people who want to destroy you, they don't even know you. That's why people sometimes, what have I done against you? What have I done? What have I done? I don't even know what you have done. You are succeeding. You don't need to personally harm people, but you are in their way. You are in their way. And you have to keep moving ahead so they don't destroy you. Don't sit to be destroyed. There's pressure from outside. Everywhere he wants to go. Pressure from the outside. You want to succeed in life? You want it. You want to excel. You want to be the head and not the tail. You want it very well. You want a testimony. This is how it happens. Pressure from outside. Pressure from within. What is it? Pressure from within. I'm going to give you three, then I'll shut down. First, pressure from within is the fear of failing in our mission. Tell me a person who is not afraid of failing. I'll tell you a person who is going nowhere. If you're going to succeed in life, something in you must urge you to move on, and one of those is the fear of failure. Everybody who has a fear of failure acknowledges that yesterday's success can't survive today. If I don't make it, I'll be disqualified. And because I don't want to fail and be disqualified, I put my body under subjection. I put myself under pressure. There is a lion who has started his life. He's hoping I'll become an antelope. Those of you who are a little older, you're 60, you're 70, you are 65, you're 50, and you say, oh, I'm old, let the small boys do it. Are you crazy? Which small boys should do it? Get up and go hunting. Get up and start running. Get up and get a job done. This is not time for any small boys. This is time for you to put yourself under pressure. If I don't do that, after all that I've done, I will be disqualified. The fear of failure. It's good to have that fear. It's a healthy fear. The fear within, fear of failure. The second fear within is realization of our own limitations. When we realize that there are things we don't know how to do. There are those who allow their limitations to freeze them. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who are overconfident and just feel, oh, I can do it. Oh, I'm better. Oh, I'm the best. But people say, oh, the meeting was great. How did it go? It was okay. It wasn't bad because I know my inadequacies. The moment you say, oh, it was fantastic. Hey, the way it was, yay. I'm telling you, it was fire. You are finished. You have no sense of inadequacy. You think you are all in all. You think you have it covered. That is the beginning of your downfall. I am so afraid I will be disqualified. So I put pressure on myself. The third, pressure from within, is the ambition to be the best. Ambition has sometimes a negative side. I'm talking about positive ambition. I'm always looking for new territory where nobody has ever touched. It's called ambition. And in the end, I'm not in the business of determining who is better, who did better, who is that, who is greater, because that is foolishness. I just want to be the best. I don't want my boast in life to be on people. Oh, my uncle did this. Do you know my brother? Have you heard about my brother? Yeah, he's my brother. Oh, he's my cousin. He's my father's uncle's whatever. Or these days, some of you young people, oh, look at me. I took a selfie with him. I took a selfie. And so what? Having his picture doesn't mean you have his achievement. Stop classifying your success in life by whom you took a picture with. Taking a picture with somebody is nothing. And some of you take pictures with people, they're on Instagram. The person just arrived with his private jet. You have been using Poplomaja to get to where you are. And you took a picture with him and, hey, Instagram, hey! Taking pictures with people, and showing it as your sign of success. Check out who I'm with. Who cares? Hey, look at who I met. Yeah, it's good to meet people and be proud of them, but their success will never rub off on you. I don't want to boast in another man's work. I want to boast only in what I have achieved. I don't go out in life bragging about who is my friend, who is my neighbor, whom I met, who I had dinner with, who I had lunch with. And then some of you get a phone call. Hey, it's a woman. Oh yes, sir. Sometimes it's not even the person. Oh yes, sir, yes, sir. You're saying yes, sir, to empty phone. I'm sure whilst you're saying yes, sir, the other person is a girl. He said, but I'm not sir. He said, yes, sir, yes, sir. Okay, yes, sir, I'll come for the appointment. What kind of appointment? Yes, sir, yes, sir. Okay, sir, I'll see you. It's a woman. I want to achieve something, and I'm not going to do that by boasting in what other people have achieved. I want to be able to say, this is what I've done, that's what I've done. I appreciate what others have done, but I want to be able to say, this is my contribution. And says, because of that, I put myself under pressure. In fact, I pray that God will help you so that the treasure He has put within you will not die in you. The oil in you will not dry up. The favor He has put upon you will not just live inside of you. Even if you are old in age, from today I release you from the limitations of your age. And I declare to you that your best achievements are about to be heard. Your best accomplishments are about to be heard. You are about to make impact all over the world. If you are young, I want to tell you, there is no limitation of age on you. Your best days are ahead of you. You will accomplish great things in your youth. And all of you in between old and young, age is not a limitation. Go out there and do something wonderful. And if in the process you feel squeezed, just see the oil coming out. If in the process you feel you are being pounded, see the treasure coming out of your earthen vessel. If in the process you think, this life is so hard, I don't even know whether I'll survive. Look how God has made you survive up to now. He didn't bring you this way to let you stop here. Your best days are ahead of you. Your greater works are ahead of you. The favor of God is ahead of you. You are about to be a world changer. You are about to be a world changer. You are about to be an impact maker. The world is about to celebrate you now.
Hey, what's up? If you're new here, consider subscribing.